Hey everyone, it's Brandy and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time on my channel. In this video, I will be talking about all the books that I read for the 2 readathons that I participated in this past week. And since this video is going up so close to the end of the month, I will not be going into any details about my thoughts of the books. I will just give the books I read. If they fit any challenges, I will say which ones, and then I will give my final rating. And then in my January wrap up, I will talk about the books in more details and my thoughts and opinions along with the ratings for these books as I go through. So I'm going to start with the books that I finished during the 2018 Winter Biannual Bibliothon, and I'm going to go in the order that I read them because I started to do it in the order of the challenges and I realized not all of them fit into challenges. So I'm just going to talk about them and then talk about what challenge I picked them up for. So the first book that I finished during the readathon was Everless by Sarah Holland, and I was already part of the way through this book when the readathon started. I can't remember exactly where I was when the readathon started, but I feel like I was a good portion of the book, like at least a third of the way through this book. So I pretty much finished this book up during the beginning of the readathon. It didn't fit into any of the challenges, but overall I ended up giving this one a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Next, I moved on to Red Riding Hood and the Big Sad Wolf Volume 1 by Hachijo Arata. And I ended up giving this one a 1 out of 5 stars. And this fit into the third challenge, which was to read a book that I had never heard of. Yeah, I was hoping I liked this and I didn't. Sad days, sad days. The next book that I finished was A Girl on the Shore by Anil Asano, I believe is how you say the author's name. And this is like a one-shot manga. I believe there are a couple different volumes, but this is like a bind up of the entire storyline. So yeah, I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars, I believe, and it fit into the challenge of read a book about a mental illness. Now I'm not sure if this one like was strictly stated as any of the characters having a mental illness, but there was some mental illness themes. Like we had a character who had committed suicide within the story, and then there were themes of depression throughout the story as well. So I felt like this kind of fit into that, but I'm not exactly sure if it necessarily counts because it wasn't strictly stated. So I'm not really sure. I'm still going to count it because I feel like this is definitely something that could be viewed as having mental illness representation within it. So yeah, like I said, I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars. And the last book that I finished during the Winter Biannual Bibliothon was These Vicious Masks by Terrence Shankner and Kelly Zekas. And this fit into the challenge of reading a backlist title, and this book came out in 2016. I believe the cutoff date was any book before 2017. So yeah, I completed that challenge like I said as well, and I ended up giving this one a 3/3.5 out of 5 stars. I still haven't completely decided, but I'm leaning more towards a 3 out of 5 stars. And the last book that I started during the Winter Biannual Bibliothon was Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab, and I was using this book to count for the challenge of reading a sequel. And by the end of the readathon, I did not finish this. I got through the first 75 pages by 11:59 on Friday, so this didn't technically count towards that readathon. So that's how my reading went. I got through these 4 books and then the first 75 pages of Our Dark Duet. Moving on, I also participated in the 24 and 48 readathon that took place on Saturday and Sunday, which was right after the Winter Biannual Bibliothon. So my reading kind of just all went into 1 week of reading, which was really nice. I made a TBR for that one as well, and I didn't get to the majority of the books that were on the TBR, which I had a feeling I wasn't, just because I usually don't read a whole lot on the weekends. But by the end of those 2 days, I did read a total of a little bit over 9 hours. I think it was like 9 hours and 1 minute that I have read, which was really nice considering I usually take the weekends off from reading, and I got a good chunk of reading done. So I was really happy with that. So the first book that I finished, which pretty much took up the majority of my weekend, was Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab. Like I said, I was reading this one. I had started it and got through a little portion of it by Friday, so I figured this was going to be my big read that I wanted to focus on throughout the rest of the weekend, and that was what I did. So I read the rest of this book over Saturday and Sunday, which was really nice, and I ended up giving this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. And the last thing that I started, which I have not finished, I'm not even close to finishing, but like the last 30 minutes of the 24 and 48 readathon, I did start Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills. I did read the first 12 pages by the end of that last readathon that took place within the last week, but I am now currently on page 34. I'm on chapter 5, and I am going to read some more before bed, so I'm gonna get some more reading done with this, and I would like to finish it obviously before the end of the month. These are all the books that I managed to get to over the past week, which I'm really happy about. I managed to finish 5 books within the past week during the readathons, which is kind of a lot for me because usually I read about 2 to 3 books a week, so I was really happy with that. But that's everything that I have for this video. If you participated in either of these readathons or both of them, let me know what you managed to read down in the comments, and if you have a vlog or something up, then also link that or let me know that you have one so I can go check it out, just because I decided not to vlog this round because I just wanted to really focus in on my reading, and it was really helpful for me to do that this time around. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.